Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer in that order. Welcome everyone to this week's regular rollers. Let's roll. We'll start off with one sent in by Wark, who wrote, I've recently bought this card, which is signed Giancarlo Esposito auto. This is from a Star Wars set, which he played the villain Moff Gideon. The Mandalorian is a great show that I and my father enjoy, but other people may know him as Gus or Gustavo Fring, the villain from the Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul series, or as Stan Stillwell from The Boys. All characters and villains that he was fantastic playing. And seeing videos of him just at these conventions and talk shows, he seems like one of the nicest people on the planet. I was able to get this autographed card for around $60 total. Yeah, very cool card. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, so I love this sort of stuff, and this is the way. This was sent by Mike, who just wrote 0% chance that this is original, and that is correct. There is no chance that this is an original card. It's a from our run over by a truck division, as you can see, but it's a 1909 to 1911 T206 Walter Johnson, but it's definitely a fake. No chance that this card is original. Fake all for sure. The colors are way off on the front, and they're off on the back. Again, there's no chance that this is an original card. It sold for $300, which, you know, if this was an original card, that would be a pretty good price. But it comes with the eBay Authenticity Guarantee program. Now, it's listed multiple times through the listing that this is an original card. You know, the title there suggests it's original, and even the description it's described as original. Also has the annoying story, oh, I found this searching through a parent's box of old cards. Condition is very poor, but still a very cool card to own. No, the card's fake, and eBay Authenticity Guarantee will catch that and send it back. And yeah, there's an example of, you know, a situation where the eBay Authenticity Guarantee program, I think, is making the hobby a little bit better, at least in that case. You know, in the past, this might have gone to the buyer who wasn't, you know, wouldn't have known that it was a fake once they got it. Maybe they just aren't that familiar with T206 cards and you know, wouldn't have realized it until it was sort of too late. So, yeah, we'll chalk one up to the eBay Authenticity program here. This was sent in by Jeremy, who wrote, picked up these two Manny Machado cards a day apart, which I thought were great prices. The seller had listed the 1 out of 99 as a buy it now and the 1 out of 25 on a 24-hour auction starting at $100. I grabbed the 99 right away and was going to bid on the 25. To my surprise, nobody bid but me, so I was kind of confused. But I PC Manny Machado and have a decent idea on his prices. He doesn't have many licensed RPAs, so to get two for under $250 and one being numbered to just 25, I thought that was a steal, at least it was to me. Maybe the short auction had something to do with the price, or maybe I just overvalued these, but either way, I'm ecstatic to add these to my collection. Yeah, these are really nice looking cards. Rookie patch auto of a major star in the league, 10 years old, and you know, low serial numbered, and yeah, it's interesting you got the 1 out of 25 for less than the 1 out of 99. I guess it just worked out that way randomly. The 1 out of 25 is a nice sort of silver auto on the black background too. So yeah, really nice looking cards. And rookie patch autos, I think, are a little, well, they don't have as much, you know, power as they do in football and basketball for whatever reason. Not sure why that is. In basketball or football, if you had a rookie patch auto from 2013 of a major star numbered to 25, you know, that would be a lot more than $99. But for some reason in baseball, maybe you can get them a little bit cheaper for whatever reason. But yeah, nice. Congrats on these pickups for your PC. This was sent in by Darren, who just wrote, I wanted to pass this on because it's a good chuckle. I thought I'd seen it all with eBay stuff, but this is a first. Someone added off one jersey match to the listing. I can't imagine anyone searching for this or caring about a card being so close to a player jersey number. Thought you'd get a kick out of it. Yeah, that is funny. 2022 Chronicles Spectra, first off the line, Peyton Manning, neon pink. The card is serial numbered 15 out of 75, and his jersey number in college was 16. So apparently the seller is trying to convince you that there should be some added value because the serial number is one off from his college jersey number. That is certainly not the case, but yeah, a funny try, we'll say. This one was sent in by Andy, who about a year ago sold me one of the most, well, certainly the most impressive Cowrican collection that I've ever seen or bought. So good to hear from Andy. He wrote, this JD Drew card I picked up because I thought it was a good reminder on the dangers of prospecting, especially in today's current market. I remember when this card first came out and the base version was selling for $150 easily. This here is the True Blue Parallel, which would have sold for 3 to 4 times that. Keep in mind, while these were crazy prices back then, the equivalent to such a hyped card today would be in the tens of thousands of dollars and in some of the higher end products. I picked this card up here today for $20, which is way less than 10% of what it was worth in 1998. So I feel like this is the poster boy for a cautionary tale for everyone out there spending thousands of dollars on cards of the next hot prospect. Yeah, totally agree. I remember this one really well. This 1998, I was working in the card store, and everybody wanted JD Drew for a good year. This card particularly was a big one. He had a Fleer update, which Fleer Tradition update, I think, which was a really, really big one. Everyone was trying to get JD Drew and paying absurd prices, and he just didn't pan out. So yeah, good call here. Great cautionary tale. This was sent in by James. What do you think of the following collection? The seller has put in the description that it's worth way over $1 million, but I'm really not seeing anything shown in the photos that is going to get this collection anywhere close to that. Obviously, the seller knows this isn't worth over $1 million, otherwise he'd sell it as such, but even his current pricing seems crazy high. What are your thoughts? So I bought many collections. Well, I mean, I basically built my entire career around buying sports card collections, many not unlike this one. And this is the type of listing you come across all the time on not just eBay, but Facebook and such online platforms. Craigslist used to be. And this is a very, very common sort of listing where sellers are trying to make their collection, their bulky collection, seem a lot more valuable than it is. And at first glance, this cover photo looks awesome. I mean, look at it. This looks like it would be a blast to play with. You got graded cards in there. You got unopened wax. You got top loaders and jerseys and screw downs and hordes of boxes to go through. This looks like a blast, and probably it would be. But you get into the close-up photos and you see just a spread of refractors and jerseys and graded cards and more refractors and autos and some memorabilia and some football prospects and entire pages of nothing but Ohtani and Jordan and Griffey and Jeter, and it just seems like when you go through this, like, wow, there's just endless stuff. What could the value? But the thing is, like, it's very hard for someone to calculate the value in all this. But if you went through this one by one, most of the cards in the photos are just sort of like dollar cards. There's some that are more, $5 and $10, and even a few $50, and maybe even a few that are $100 and up. But the majority are just sort of dollar cards, and $65,000 is a lot of money. You need a lot of $50 and $100 and $1,000 cards to start adding up to a price where $65,000 would be something in play. And there's just nothing remotely close to that I see here. And the worst thing they did in this listing is they wrote over $1 million in values worth in the title. I mean, that's just ludicrous based on the pictures, unless you got 52 mantles included that weren't shown in the photos. I'm going to assume that's not the case. That's clearly not accurate in any way. This was sent in by Russ. What I saw you posted about eBay sellers not being clear about a card being a reprint. I want you to look at this listing. Even says that the shipping will be secure and signature required. The PSA label says reprint, but the seller left that out of the description. Some poor newbie might buy this card for $5,000. Yeah, this is a bad one in my opinion. Now, this card is a legit reprint. This is a 2014 Topps Chrome reprint. You can pull it out of a 2014 Topps pack. It's legit in that sense, and obviously PSA will grade it. So it's like a legit reprinted card, but it's a reprint. It's from 2014. The seller has listed 2011 here in the title. No, card is not a 2011 card. To put 2011 in the title is misleading. That's a 2014 card. They put RC in the title. No, this card is not a rookie card. RC and rookie should not be in the title. They put update in the title. No, this card is not from the update set. And they did not put reprint. I think you have to put reprint in the title, and very, very clear on a card like this. That's my view. Now, this card, as is in a PSA 10, is probably worth about $100. $5,000 asking price obviously is looking for someone who's not doing their research well. And I'm not sure what would happen with the eBay Authenticity Guarantee Program, whether it would pass. My guess is it would not, based on the listing, but I'm not really 100% sure. This was sent in by Mike, who wrote, last night I was bidding on a 1958 Mickey Mantle Topps All-Star, and I ended up not being the winning bidder. This was an eBay auction. I was not completely sure the card was authentic, and I also felt this was an impulsive bid on my part, so I was okay tapping out since I've bought a number of cards recently. The card sold for $59, and I would appreciate your input if you think this was genuine. Yeah, card looks totally good from here. Front looks fine. Back looks correct. Everything looks good about this listing. The seller has pretty decent feedback, 100% positive. Not a huge feedback, but good enough where I definitely wouldn't be concerned. And yeah, there's nothing. I don't see anything red flaggy about this listing whatsoever. $59 is probably a decent price to have paid here for. I guess this would be a low grade copy, as there appears to be a crease, but a very presentable low grade copy. This was sent in by Josh, who wrote, 38 years ago next month, Beckett issue number 1 was released. This was my first foray into the magazine grading world. When I was younger, I can remember getting Beckett's in the mail every month. It was a little bit frustrating because the card shops would always get them before I did with my subscription. Beckett is such a staple to me and anyone who grew up in that time, and I'm sure you remember it was so exciting every month. You can make the argument that the hobby as we know it started with this magazine. I purchased this one for $138 all in, $110 for the grading fee, and it came back a 9.0. A 7.5 just sold in September for $250. So the value-wise, I'm doing great. The guy that I bought it from said that he had owned it for over 30 years. You always take the risk as it being a reprint, but he had a great rating and I trusted him. Great piece of history for my PC. It's a Pop 7 with 16 higher. Very cool. Yeah, I love this purchase, and this is I agree. This is sort of a historic magazine, definitely a game changer in the hobby, and yeah, a mint 9 copy again. I just learned last week basically that CGC graded sports magazines, but yeah, here's our second regular rollers in a row with a graded sports card magazine, and this one's particularly cool in my opinion. This was sent in by Peter, who wrote, this listing had a nondescript title and a poor first 5 photos, but the 6th photo showed a 1977 Nolan Ryan and Bruce Sutter rookie and an Andre Dawson rookie among several other 76 and 77 stars. Other photos showed a 75 Topps Guy Lafleur and a 76 Carlton Fisk and Rich Gossage peeking out of the pile, with the first 3 cards resale value covering the purchase price of $23 all in. I hope there might be a few surprises, other surprises in the lot, and there were. Also included were 76 Munson, Hank Aaron Record Breaker, Tony Perez, Dave Concepcion, Raleigh Fingers, 75 Gail Goodrich and Calvin Murphy, 75 Topps Warriors Leaders featuring Rick Barry, 75 Flyers featuring Bobby Clark, and 75 All-Pro Quarterbacks featuring Fran Tarkenton and Ken Stabler. All are low to mid-grade, but at $3 to $5 a pop, and selling the commons as lots, not to mention the Oddball TV show cards that were also a part of the lot. I should easily be able to quadruple the $23 that I spent. Yeah, did really cool. I used to, I love lots like this with some fun breakup value. You can sort of play with sports cards and make a little money as you're doing it. Really cool. And the listing is odd. Like the first few photos just show sort of commons, and then you don't get to the major stars until the end. And they're all in the same photo, so the seller obviously knew that these were, all stars. Curious why they didn't put that at the beginning of the listing. This was sent in by Andrew, who wrote, I won this Drew Brees card on auction a few days ago for super cheap, 23 bucks. This particular Bowman Brees has an incredibly low pop, but when I won the auction, I didn't even notice that it was actually the gold parallel version. I was elated to discover this after the fact. I had no idea until after I won. The pop on the gold parallel is around 50 or less on all the major graders. The seller didn't list that it was the gold version in the description, which is why I think it went so low. I think it's also super interesting that this Bowman Brees tends to be so undervalued in general, gold or not. The pops are really low. The 2000 set from the year before is one of Brady's flagship cards, so you'd think the Brees version would hold a little more weight. Regardless, I was excited to snag this high-grade gold parallel at such a good price. Yeah, congratulations on that. I would have totally missed the gold parallel thing as well. I actually forgot that this set had a gold parallel, so that's a nice little bonus for you. And yeah, I kind of agree. Drew Brees, the Tom Brady card, the 2000 Bowman Tom Brady rookie here in an 8.5 is thousands of dollars. So the Brees here, comparatively at 23 bucks, seems like a great price. And we'll finish on a vintage bargain, which will also double as our history lesson for the day. This was sent in by Dave, who wrote, I always love finding vintage cards that fly under the radar. I got this 1959 Top Flight Stars Roger Bannister card on eBay for $1.25 plus shipping. Bannister is the first runner to break the 4-minute mile. The card is in amazing condition, and I plan to eventually send it to PSA, where only 33 have been graded. Yeah, I like that too. Finding vintage cards that fly under the radar, that's really fun. And I didn't know Roger Bannister, but the first runner to break the 4-minute mile, I imagine that'll still be in the history books 100 years from now. So $1.25, obviously can't go wrong there. But that's it for this week's regular rollers. Thank you everyone for watching, and thank you everyone for all the great submissions, whether I ended up using your listing or not. Keep them coming. Really appreciate it, and see you all again real soon. Thanks everyone.